The humble bicycle, for example. It's simple, it's green, it doesn't require a license, and with the right sock and scarf combo, it can be quite the fashion statement. But how can mobile technology make your commute even simpler? Easy, shove a battery on it. It's actually a little bit more complicated than that.
People are inventing plenty of weird and wonderful ways to get around. First, there was the Sinclair C5, which was, well, it was rubbish. Then there was the Segway, the revolutionary personal propulsion system that spawned a slightly new way of being dragged around a capital city on a tour, and also being a very short way round getting it wrong and toppling face bits first into the pavement, or off a cliff. There's also the yike bike, which is basically like sitting on the handlebars of a kid's bike, and the solo wheel, which at first glance looks like roller skating, but you quickly realize its function is so mysterious, it's not understood by maths or science. The problem that all these options have is the extensive and logical licensing laws that dictate what you can and can't use on pavements and on the road. So what's the answer? Well, one answer could be the e-bike. It looks like a normal bike, it acts like a normal bike, but with an all-important battery motor, you can get boosted to a consistent 15.5 miles per hour. As with anything that has a large battery hanging off the back, it's pretty heavy. This is the Alpine Vault, and without the battery bits, it's actually an extremely light bike thanks to its aluminium frame. You set the level of power on the little computer on the handlebars, and when you start pedaling, it cuts in and boosts you while you pedal. Stop pedaling or hit the brakes and the power immediately cuts out. It sounds like a simplistic way of doing things, but in practice, it's incredibly easy to manage the boost from the motor. If you're feeling particularly lazy, you can always hit the throttle and have it take you away entirely under its own steam. As it's all strapped to a bike, you don't need any licensing. You can ride it anywhere you can ride a normal bike, and at around 1,200 quid, it's cheaper than a motorbike too. There are alternatives, including one from the people who make smart cars, but the Volt Alpine and the Volt Metro are the class leaders, with a new Alpine on the way with a few extra features thrown in for good measure.
So the question is, who needs an e-bike? Well, no one needs an e-bike, but let's look at the facts. They're more environmentally friendly, they're cheaper than a moped or a motorbike, and you don't need any additional licensing. And then there are those of us that are lazy and just can't be bothered to pedal.